Hello, and welcome back to the 25Ks in GeoGuessr. And welcome to the last episode, most likely. I mean, technically, if a new country ever does get covered in Google Street View, I guess we could extend the series to those countries as well. But for the moment, this is indeed the last episode. And unfortunately, I may have to put up a similar disclaimer to Mongolia, where I don't think we actually can 25k Bhutan on a random seed for a multitude of reasons. The main reason being that there's a lot of cutoff coverage in Bhutan. Just so many roads where there's just empty spaces in between roads where sometimes it's possible to jump across, but sometimes it isn't. And if we just happen to fall in one of those places, then it's just not going to happen. The other reason is that there isn't actually like an intersection guesser map for Bhutan. It just doesn't exist, making it very difficult to pinpoint as well, because most of the time what you see on a map doesn't quite match up with what you see in Street View. It's close most of the time, but you can't count curves just because they don't quite match up the same way. So, while it's possible to get 25k on this map, surely I'm confident, it would require you to get a little bit lucky with the locations, which we may not get. That's just the way it is. I'm going to, as always, try my best to see if I can get to 25k or as close as possible at least. But just be aware it probably won't happen. Either way, we're going to start regardless. Give me unlimited time and allow me to move, of course, because otherwise we're screwed anyway. And then let's go. All right, that's at least a place that has civilization. Doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be easy to find, or even that it won't just end in a dead end somewhere. But it's something. Is that a... No, I don't think it is a river. But it is in kind of a valley, and there's... I hope there's some writing somewhere that at least gives me a name that I can look for. Because if it doesn't, I think we're screwed either way. Okay, so that is one dead end. No further in that direction. Okay, there's nothing on there. Let's try going this way. Usually the thing you'd want to be looking for in Bhutan is, well, in any kind of civilization, so in a town like this, you probably want the name of a town. There's not actually... Oh, okay, we jumped up to the street. That's good, I think. There's not all of the towns are on the map, actually, which can be problematic. But in most cases, you'd still find sort of a POI that mentions the town as well, which is what you'd be looking for in that case. This seems like, yeah, there's some writing here. Lingmetang Monga. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing in that bar, but just leave them be. Okay. That's very useful. Okay. So Trong size 223, that's like the first one I'm seeing there. Wangwei is 352. So it's probably, you can probably expect we're somewhere around here. Bangor in 60. Now we could be either somewhere down there, or we could be somewhere over here, potentially. I don't know why this just shows up in, well, in that alphabet, not in this one, but whatever. Do you have anything else in that I recognize? Does it have a other side, maybe? Yeah, okay, that's good. That could... No. I think it stops in Ang. So it could be Trashigang, but I'm not confident about it. No, there's Trashigang. That's 120 kilometers still. So we're probably even all the way down here somewhere. Like Deotang? Maybe. 120 here, and then another 120, I think it was to Trongsa. Wait, no, that's the other direction, now that I think about it, wouldn't it? It would be. So I guess that makes sense. So to the west, it's 223 to Trongsa, and to the east, it's 120 to Trashigang. So we'd be in the middle in Mongar, which we just saw on those signs over there. Here. Mongar, the Dorji Hotel. Which could be somewhere here. Let me think. I mean, we wouldn't be up there. There's Lingmetang as well. There is the Dorji Hotel. Okay, that's very good. I suspect this was the little route off we took. So, we go back to the start. Over there are all the hotels. I think we're on here somewhere. But, I mean, that is probably just that curve, isn't it? We would be just here. Just check, but that does seem reasonable. Yeah, we are, and I'm gonna make that guess. Perfect. All right, so round one went better than I expected. Probably has something to do with, being in or close to a city. But let's see if round two is equally nice. Actually, yes, because this is a very flat area of Bhutan, which immediately excludes about 99.9% of the country. And it means we have to be somewhere in the far south. And there is a bridge here. Not sure if that would be on the map, but well, I mean the road obviously. Not sure if the river would be on the map because well, it was dried out there, so you wouldn't see anything. Not sure if those markings there have a meaning, but this certainly would. Bur in 5, okay. And Gelepu in 3. And it's 3 to the east. So it makes sense that we're somewhere here. There's Bur. So I guess we're somewhere in the middle. Is that an airport? It does look like an airport. Or at least like it could be an airport. This is a very straight road. Could be this straight road, and this could be the bridge, and we came from up here. That seems reasonable. We also have this here. Let me get back to the bridge. But I think it wasn't... Yeah, we've been continuously kind of going towards the southeast. And then, yeah, we had a little bit of a turn here before we went straight that way again for the bridge. So we'd have that little bit of a turn, yep, before we go straight for the bridge and then another turn. So yes, we did indeed start somewhere here. Let's see. Okay, and I think we would have started somewhere here because I suspect that this turn in the road here corresponds to this turn. So I think I'm pretty spot on with where I've placed it. Although, annoying, no, we've got to be here. Because you see how the road matches up with this one? And then this is the actual turn. Which means that there's like the slightest bit of a turn here somewhere on this straight. I mean, I guess maybe. Is that another X river, I guess? Maybe. Either way, I think that should be close enough. So I'm gonna make my guess here. Oh, wow. Well, I disagree. But yeah, as I said, that's the unfortunate part with what you see in the map not always matching up. But yeah, oh great. Now, I actually, you know, the story about Bhutan, if you don't know already, is that Bhutan was a country like any other in Street View, had good Street View coverage, and then one day the Tourism Council of Bhutan decided to absolutely ruin it and completely destroy it by mapping over it with this garbage coverage. Um, and nowadays, if you just try to access the Street View in Google Maps and try to click on it, it'll always put you into this mess. Um, Now, it is possible to get around that when creating a map, and I thought that this had happened in this map, where it didn't include any of this coverage, but apparently not. Um, I didn't play through, but I did click through like um, I think 2 or 3 seeds just to check if there was any type of coverage like this in it, and there wasn't. So I had hope, but apparently, well, uh, again, the good part is that it should still be doable actually, because again, we're in a very flat part of the country. Sarpang, Bhutan, which is here exactly. So we should be somewhere around there. I think the Royal Bhutan Police Training Institute in Jigmeling that have. I mean, does I guess Galepu would also be in sort of the Sarpang region. I don't know if it's a district probably. So maybe we could even be over here somewhere. Jigmekolling, it's close, but not it. And that's way too mountainous. And then we could potentially be over here somewhere. Yeah, Jigmeling substation. I'm assuming it means substation, but okay, so we're somewhere in that area. And we travel to the east, and the road here splits up, which I'm assuming very much is this split up. Because there's the police training center. Obviously, it splits up here too, but it's a different split. So we started before a turn, so quite likely that we started in here because over there makes no sense. So we're not quite in the turn yet. There's unfortunately no houses showing up on the map. So, unfortunately, you also can't really judge by this because you can only see the car. I do think, though, that the position I've put it in is pretty decent, so I'm going to guess there. Yep, nice. Okay. Okay, and we're back to normal coverage, but, well, we do have a big river here, so again, that might actually be doable. Do we... Okay, there's another one here. 8. Okay. 8, 23, and 8. I'm not entirely sure of the usefulness of that. 6. Okay. I guess that's maybe Marcus Stone. 6 and 8. Hmm. I'd like a little bit more information, if at all possible. The problem is a lot of Bhutan looks like this in sort of the kind of the northern area, or actually it's more the central area. There isn't really much up here in the northern area other than mountains. like higher mountains than this. What do we have here? Nothing that I can read, at least not from that side. And I could from this side, but apparently we're just not gonna show it. Okay, that's fantastic, right? Because who needs information? It probably wouldn't be the most useful thing anyway. It would just be good for pinpointing. Okay. A nice view from here. I wouldn't want to. You wouldn't catch me dead driving on this road. Yeah, but it could be something that might be findable and pinpointable. As long as we get at least a rough information on where in the country you are. Goes very west east, that's to be expected. Oh, there's a river to the south. So if I were to just look at this, for example, I mean, there is a river to the south here that goes through here, but we're not going into Tromsø right now, so that seems unlikely. I would hope that the river is actually on the map. Otherwise, it's going to be problematic. Thing is, there isn't. Yeah, okay, this seems reasonable. So he could have just gone through this, but I think we didn't travel quite that far up. This seems possible. This seems more likely, though. That kind of. But the river's very straight here. So maybe not. But that seems like the most reasonable. I'm going to have a look around here as well for a river, but there is a river here, but there is just no real uptick in the road like we saw in the coverage. And I don't think there's much else. Again, a small river here, but it's not it. This is um this is plausible, but I think it's not it. That would like potentially be another thing that we could look at if we can't, get any reasonable confirmation about where we are anytime soon. Wait, was there a stone? It was. Oh, stone 2 now. It could be the kilometer stone for how, how long we've traveled on this road, but 4 and 6 were so close together that it doesn't seem likely, and then we had to wait so long for 2. I was 6 and 8 actually, wasn't it? But we're getting towards 0, so maybe we're actually going to find something. RCC crib wall. I have no idea what that means. So we're just going to ignore it. And there's a dead end. The road kind of just continues going off in that direction, goes very northeast. So it does seem like that would probably not be the worst idea, I guess, around that region. So I'm going to go back to the start, begrudgingly, and try the other direction. And hope to find something. And if we don't, then I'll just have to try to make do with what we have. And I am semi-confident. I'm going to say like 75% confidence that we are on the road that I've chosen. I just don't know where exactly on it. Hmm. It's just cows standing on the road. Okay, there's another little uptick here. Which, I mean, could be that. I don't actually think, like, purely looking at the directionality, if I look straight west, I'm looking straight over there. So this might be slightly further south, but this is just too much. It couldn't be that. I think this is too small of an uptick. So if anything, I think this might be it. Because if we look straight here, straight west here, that seems reasonable. And we also have the curves in the river here that seem like they would fit. So I'm going back to the start now. Purely going off of the road direction here. We didn't travel far now, did we, to get to that place? Down, up, maybe. Let me try. Go that way once more. And there you can see what I suspect is this kind of thing that goes down. And then we went over there. I think that should be correct. We're pretty close to this. Probably already in kind of this area. Maybe? It's super hard to tell. And it would just keep going that way. And the problem though is this is very almost going southeast. And then there's that big uptick. Which seems weird. Actually, it's this, isn't it? I traveled for longer than I initially thought. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense. Yep. And then there's this big turn, and this has that little road here. Exactly. That goes down. That's perfect. Okay, found it. And now this should be roughly here. And I'm gonna go with that. And we're close enough. Very nice. Okay. One more, please. Okay. That should be okay. It's an interesting mix of sort of, it feels like it's not too high up in the mountains. You do still have mountains around though. I mean, I say not too high up in the mountains. The whole country is high up in the mountains. Timbuktu and Paro are 36 and 31. So it's likely that we're just here, aren't we? And there'd be a bridge somewhere up ahead. And the other direction is Fuenshaling and Shapcha, which is down here, 18. Maybe we're further south. Near the nice restaurant, maybe? Do we have... what does that say? Damchu or Daichu? Damchu. I'm suspecting that that is the place where we are currently. That just doesn't show up on the map, unfortunately. But nevertheless, this says Tamchu, but it's not it, is it? Okay, regardless, let's continue a little bit further in that direction, just to see. Tamchu, Bhutan. Chukma Jongkang. Chuka. Okay. I mean, I don't think you can trust the district borders on Google Maps too much either. Chapcha is 18, Simasham is 41. Just assuming that's here, okay. That's 41, so that's 23 to here, and then there's be 18 to somewhere here. The Cafe Hotel Road, maybe. Let me actually go. Wait, what are you gonna say? Or to Chuzom and like towards Watsa 9. I'm expecting neither of those things to show up. Yes, as expected. Uh, okay. All right, then. What I wanted to look at was this building, if it had a name. The W's Dacian General Shop and Hotel. It doesn't really show up. Wait, that's the Chusom Highway and the Chusom Bridge. So maybe it is that up there that isn't 4 kilometers, which would put us much closer to that. And I think that's actually much more realistic as well, considering we're 18 away from that and 31 to this, 36 to that. Seems realistic. But where exactly? This is a pretty hefty curve. It could be this here. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't see anything else here that fits that much because it does genuinely go kind of to a place where it goes southeast, and I think that's the only place that fulfills that requirement in the vicinity. So I'm going back to the start, looking at the road direction here. Expect something like this, probably, but even that, actually more so this. How far did I actually travel? Because it didn't feel like I traveled that far. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, and there's a turn to go straight north, pretty much. Okay, this is confusing. Hmm. I mean, this would be straight north, and then you'd have that thing here as well. But that seems so close to here and so far away from there, so it almost can't be it. But what I see here doesn't match at all um with what I would expect in that area. I mean, one option now would be to try to make those 4 kilometers to Chuzom and try to find the bridge to get a better grasp of the distance. But that feels like a big pain. Oh, no. Oh, that's just a wooden shack by the side of the road. Not particularly useful. Okay. Going a bit west here. And we keep going west for a while before we turn around again. And then there's this interesting part here. Which could be that actually. Going west? Yeah, okay. Maybe this little thing is supposed to... Ugh. Difficult to say. Because all the way up here, there's none of that is happening here. This feels like the absolute perfect place for this to be. There's another... There's nothing else in the road that looks like... maybe... No, no, no. Being stupid. Of course not. Which would put it here. But then where on earth is our starting point? If we keep going that way, there's not much in the way of curves. It turns a bit around this way, around that way, but pretty much going straight. We look at the direction of the road again as well. Like, it fits alongside here. So I just, oh, it might be this actually. This might be the uptick in like north, and then this is the set. Yeah, okay, I think it's that. That's the best I can come up with right now. And then I'd suspect that we started somewhere where I just put it. Potentially. I never even saw that, I think. Not that it, well, it would have helped me find out the road quicker in the first place. But, okay. That little downtick would be that. The other side would probably be that at the end, would probably be this here. I think we're closer to this by quite a bit. You have another look there. Yeah, let me go with that. Nice. All right. Just unfortunate about round 2, where it was just a little bit further west on pretty much a straight road. But other than that, that went a lot better than I thought it would. I was actually dreading playing this a bit because I was expecting it to take like 30 minutes per round, but under 30 minutes for the whole game is not bad. So yeah, that was not just the 25Ks in GeoGuessr in Bhutan, but the 25Ks in GeoGuessr in general. I had planned, and I probably will do, an updated version of my GeoGuessr country tier list at some point after this, after I had finished all of these countries. I just don't know yet if I've got the time, because by the time of recording this, which is one day before it comes out, I'm going to go to Paris for the GeoGuessr Team World Cup in 2 weeks. So I think I probably have the time to record. But there's also some other stuff coming up in my life right now that is going to make it interesting whether I will have the time / motivation to record it. But you can expect it at some point. If not next week or the week after that, then probably sometime early November. I'll definitely get it done. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again next time. Until then,